So I was like, man, what if, why do we have to call the system? Like, why can't the system call us, right? So, like I said, when we started, that police department was having the highest suicide rate. Talked to a lot of the family members that lost their loved ones to suicide, and with my own personal story, I started realizing that more needed to be done, right? Doing research on like what's a proactive approach to suicide prevention. Everything that was out there was all reactive in nature. It was all putting the burden on the individual to make a judgment call at their worst time, right? So I was like, man, why do we have to call the system? Like, why can't the system call us, right? So I'm like, man, what if we utilize biometric information? I was like, what if we were able to utilize the biometric information and feed it to a therapist real time? But then at the same time too, I started thinking, I was like, man, therapists are overwhelmed. Like, well, there has to be a middle point here. So we were like, well, what if we put together a peer support network and we put peer support as kind of the first line of defense? So we created an app which has 3 components. It has the user, it has a peer support, and it has a therapist. And they're all 3 different apps, and they all are interconnected. So your biometric information would come into our app, and it would be fed real time to your therapist and to your peer support. And what we've created is an algorithm associated to the individual. So we do a 7-day baseline, and if the individual starts trending away from their 7-day baseline, then a peer support will be able to get a prompt like, hey, Antonio hasn't been sleeping good, or all of those things. Is like, it's just touch points, entry points into the conversation, right? Hey, Antonio, you haven't been sleeping. Like, hey, what's going on? Do you want to talk? Is there something going on, right? We have a feeling wheel, which is the same therapeutic feeling wheel that everybody goes and, you see how you're feeling, and it asks you 3 times a day how you're feeling. All of those things are all statistic information that gets sent out to peer support and to therapists, so that they can have a better understanding of how you are doing. So we also our journal entries, we've embedded 250,000 suicidal phrases into our journal entries, and we have an AI component into our journal entries. So if you start typing into your journal entries, saying it's all good and dandy, and all of a sudden that it goes dark and it picks up one of those suicidal phrases that we've embedded into the system, then it will flag it. It will send a trigger to your peer support. Hey, Antonio just wrote something dark. But also it will let you know, like, hey, you take a deep breath. Yep. Peer support already has been notified. So it's trying to get ahead of the problem before the problem escalates into something major or something tragic, like suicide.